Saturday was different off the jump. Like, he was all over the ice. He may have finished that game with 12 hits. Like, he was throwing his body around on the floor. There were a couple of times where I was getting nervous.
He was moving his feet.
So that was the big thing. Friday, he was late because like so often he was just watching the play, like gliding a lot. Saturday, those legs were going, and he was winning all the races to those pucks. He was like defensively, again, he's like, it's interesting on the PK, they throw him out there basically to win the face-off, defend if they doesn't win the face-off, and then the second they get it clear, they'll like take him off. But like he's in there to like win that face-off, bang bodies if he needs to on that first PK unit, and then they throw him back on again, like I don't know, like minute 2. But he was a factor in all 3 zones, and I think a big part of it was him just like when his own D-men had it behind their net, he was coming back as a centerman, moving his feet, coming to the puck, and like carrying it up the ice. It's interesting too, like he's not necessarily a burner, but like, or he's not, his first couple of steps, he's obviously not like lightning quick, but when he gets moving, first of all, you cannot take the puck from him. He's very good at just like using his frame in motion, but like he gets going when he really wants to. And there were a couple times though that someone on Minnesota would have the puck like facing the wall, and he was high stepping at center ice, and I was like, oh no, don't do it. But then he would just adjust his route on the way, and he would hammer the guy from the side, shoulder on shoulder, win the puck, and create possession that way.
Yep.
I mean, he may have had like 4 or 5 takeaways, forced turnovers. He was a factor on the back check too. There were a couple 2-on-1s that he broke up, and he also, there was just like there was a big turnover at center ice, and I forget who on Minnesota. It was like a half 2-on-0, but he caught up and like got like full extension on the back check, got his stick on the puck and like knocked it away. No shot on net. And I mean, again, he threw that big boy hit. I think it was Gruba.
Oh, the one that they called.
Yeah. He absolute, and the noise that this hit made in the press box, I audibly was like, holy shit. And I was like, whoops, not supposed to do that up here. I was like, oh my God. But he initially gets a penalty, and they review it for a major, and it does look bad. Like, it looked like it was probably a bad hit. And I wrote down when I was taking notes, I was like, really dumb, bad penalty in the second period here. And they reviewed it, and they're like, oh, no, that was shoulder on shoulder. It was like, you could call it late if you want. It was like one of those, not late, but like unnecessary, I guess. Like, you could have just not thrown that hit. But like when you watch the slow-mo of him deciding he's going to do it, he's so far away. And he is like, I know his eyes lit up when he was like, oh, his head's down. He's watching his pass, and he crushed him. And Gruba is not a small man. He's 6'2", 210. Again, the noise that hit made was incredible. But they review it for a major, and then they look at it and they're like, no, it's not a penalty, which we had no idea. So we got the penalty wiped, which the crowd was
not thrilled.
Oh man, they were mad at Stramel all weekend too, because he kind of made contact with the who was in net on Friday. No, it wasn't
Friday was Nathan Airy.
Right. Knocked him over, whatever, no penalty, and the fans were giving it to Stramel for the rest of the weekend. But all that capped off where like he's getting a bunch of chances, and he gets the eventual game winner from in tight. Nice pass. I don't think it was Isaac Howard that set him up, but actually no, I think it was. Now that I think about it, it was Isaac Howard, who was ridiculous on Saturday. But the weekend gets capped off with him, like, again, having that bounce back game where it's just a dominant force on Saturday. But it gets capped off with him getting the eventual game winner after Michigan State erases a 3-1 deficit in like a matter of 5 minutes. But he looked phenomenal on Saturday, again, just doing all the little things. Added bonus, he gets the game winner. But it was really good to see him in person. And the difference between Friday and Saturday was vast, but he was phenomenal on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I actually like pulled up, because I wrote down what he finished with in the weekend. Yeah, 1 goal, 8 shots on net. He was a +1, blocked 2 shots. He was 17 for 40 at the dot. So didn't win a ton, but and he took one penalty and almost took a big time penalty, another big penalty. But yeah, no, he was awesome. So really good to see him. And again, 2 incredible hockey games. And I have a feeling we'll be seeing them going toe to toe again at some point here.